I'm Claire Dyer, and welcome back to another episode of Dyer Consequences, where we like to give you the real stories as best we can. Today, we will be talking about the silent grid. You've all seen them, towering wind turbines on the horizons, fields of gleaming solar panels stretching for miles, quiet facilities filled with massive batteries, and the 5G towers going up faster than you can literally count them. They tell us it's all for green energy, faster speed and better connected future. But what if the future is actually wired for control? That this infrastructure we're told is saving the planet is actually building a digital cage around us. My guest today is going to be talking about this infrastructure and what people in their communities can do to push back. So I'd like to welcome to the show today, Cassie from the National Residents Association.
Hi, Claire.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
I'm all right. All right. Always nervous. So today I've asked you to come on because there's a lot of work that you've been doing, mainly, I'm saying the West Country, isn't it? And up to the north a little bit.
Yes. Yeah. Well, yeah. So we've been operating in different parts of the country, and we do have a couple of branches in London. One in Surrey. We've got a Surrey branch. We have an inner city London branch as well. So yeah, and we've got a couple of branches up in the Highlands, right the way down to the southwest.
To start with, tell me why you're called the National Residents Association, because there's a reason for that, isn't there?
Yeah, right. So I knew very early on that it was a way to reach the general public. And I thought, well, let's just start in this area and see what happens. But then I thought, actually, no, because I can't just have it working well in one area. It needs to work well in every area. So that's kind of how I started the National Residents Association, so that other people can just pick up what we've done, use the tools, and utilize that in their own area with ongoing support.
Yeah, so that each area can essentially set up their own local residency association, and that's kind of what you do, isn't it? You go around, you give talks and hold events to educate people. So tell me what it is that you educate the general public about.
Well, a whole variety of topics, I have to be honest. So one of our first missions that we started to move into originally when we started back in 2022, I think it was, we were looking at 5G and the large-scale rollout that was happening widespread across the country. And I think a lot of people don't realise what these towers are for. So we wanted to try and stop this rollout because we had concerns that they would be impacting people locally. Number one, not only are they an eyesore, there is concerns that they could be devaluing people's properties. The electricity use from them as well. So it says that one monopole mast, which this one that you've got on the screen is actually what we'd call small cell phased array antennas. They are like the smaller version of the big monopole mast, where a monopole mast is usually, when it's on, it can actually use about 72 to 75 houses worth of power to fuel one monopole mast. So that's an unprecedented amount of electricity. When we've been out campaigning to stop them prior to them going up, we talk to people about these factors, and people go, well, I don't want that outside my property. So you're quite surprised.
Yeah, because a lot of people are really unaware, aren't they, at the dangers of 5G. And when people talk about 5G, they would put that under the conspiracy theory bracket, wouldn't they? But once you've gone out and started actually giving people the facts that they don't tell us, people are quite shocked, aren't they?
Yes. Yeah, they are. We've got a really good blue leaflet that showcases all of the symptoms, but it also enlightens people as to, the voltage. People don't understand. So when we've gone out and tested masts, which we've just started up a YouTube channel. So what we're going to do is start uploading some of our older videos where we've done loads of readings in different parts of the country. And those readings are showing how high these towers can be and what sort of effect that is having on people. So when we speak to the general public about it, they'll say that they've had brain fog, tinnitus, worst case symptoms, nosebleeds, all different, a variety of different symptoms. So, yeah.
And that's what a lot of people are not aware of, are they? Because they don't tell you this. This factors in as well, doesn't it, to solar farms, the battery farms, the wind turbines, can't even say that word now, that is all part of that same infrastructure to support net zero.
Yeah.
And you know, all the research that you've done on battery farms, they're not necessarily clean, are they? They're not good for the environment. And the same with solar farms. So tell me a little bit more about that.
Right. So it all feeds back into a smart city infrastructure. So this infrastructure, the solar, wind and battery energy storage systems in particular, as an adaptation to the existing smart city infrastructure, which I can explain a little bit more about in a minute. But if we talk about solar, wind and battery energy storage systems, they are rolling out solar farms all over the country.
I think we have a map as well. If the studio can put the map up of the amount of solar and battery farms they want. I mean, when you see that, that's shocking, isn't it?
Yeah. So this is government data. So I would strongly advise anybody to go and check out. It's on the Renewable Energy Planning Database, which is REPD.
Right. So this map actually comes from a government website.
That's correct. Yeah. So you can find it under Renewable Energy Planning Database, and I'll probably provide you with a link, Claire, so that you can post it out so people can go and check it.
And when you look at that map, that's a lot of solar farms, battery farms, wind turbines all over our green land and fields, isn't it?
Yeah. And that status quo there is, some of them are operational and already been put up. However, there's a lot of planning applications that have gone in, and it does show you some that have been objected to. But when you look at the magnitude of this rollout, it is absolutely unprecedented, and it could be life-changing. So just to put it into a bit more context for the viewers, to make it a little bit easier. Now, in total, there's about 26 renewable energy types. So that also expands onto things like hydrogen facilities, uranium, which is uranium, and they're huge containers as well, which will be going on the land. There's hydro centres, there's all different types of energy, but the main ones that you can see on the screen, even though it's showing all of them, is the yellow kind of orange colour, all planned or refused or operational solar farms. Now, I've had calls from people that are talking about that they're putting a 10,000 acre solar farm near there in one area. Then in another area of 7,000 acres in Lincoln. Wow. So I'm just naming a few different areas as to where this solar rollout is happening. But as you can see, that's not just in Lincoln or in Kent. That's happening absolutely everywhere. So this data becomes even more critical for people to become aware of, because ultimately it's not just that, it's then combined with wind turbines. So the dark blue dots are onshore wind turbines. Now, there are quite a few that's operational, but there's a new site, let's just say there's a new application that's just gone in, and they're trying to put up 60 wind turbines in one location. 60. Wow. 60. And each wind turbine, on average, it cuts, depending on the size of the wind turbine, it takes about 1,000 tons of concrete per wind turbine. Yeah,
that doesn't sound environmentally friendly.
Exactly.
And when we've got no wind?
And then you think about solar when we've got rain.
Again, that's the other thing as well. I mean, we are living in the UK. I mean, it's supposed to be the height of summer now, and we get one day of sun, a couple of days of rain and cloud, and they've even told us they're going to be dimming the sun. So it sounds quite contradictory, doesn't it? Because they want to put all these solar panels everywhere, all over farmland, etc., and yet we don't get enough sun. So then what happens then? Because my understanding, do these solar farms also then have backup generators that are using lithium batteries.
That is right. Yeah,
so
they're
that's
called.
neither, is it?